So 2005, I'd finally decided I've had enough of London, I've had enough of working in London, let's go to Taiwan. England's going so crazy that I'm not going to ever go back to live. A couple of little things that I dislike about Taiwan. The traffic lights. Bloody awful. The surprising thing is how wonderful the civil servants are. I don't mind paying my tax in Taiwan. I love it. In England, no, I will fight them for every penny. But here I'm happy to pay the tax. So that's the biggest surprise, because I'm coming from England where the civil servants are trash.
Cole Fogel here, and today actually, if you could just what's your name, sir?
Dave Wheatley. Been here.
Yeah, how long have you been here for?
2005.
Wow.
First visited in 87, 88.
Wow.
Because
okay.
I had a brother living here. He overlanded from England to Thailand, and he was sitting in a bar in Thailand talking to the foreigners, and he said, "Where can you work in the Asia?" They said, "Taiwan, Japan, or Korea." He said, "Korea, Japan's too expensive, I'll go to Taiwan." That's it. So he thought, I'll go to Taiwan. I don't want to go to Taipei because everyone's there, all the foreigners there. I'll go to Kaohsiung. My other brother Mark came, this is Mark's old school.
Okay, London, oh, England, okay, yeah. Cool.
So I came in 87 to visit them, had a great time. Came back in 92, riding motorbikes around the south of Taiwan, Alishan, Kanding, place like this. Going through the countryside, having little Taiwanese kids running after us going, "Wow, white Guam." They'd never seen a foreigner before. And we'd stop in these little tiny shops, get the bike fixed, scooter fixed, sorry, motorbike fixed. Fantastic, great time. At the time I thought, I've got to come and live in Taiwan sometime.
Yeah.
So 2005, I'd finally decided I've had enough of London, I've had enough of working in London, let's go to Taiwan. Mark got me a job in his school for a few months. I thought, the countryside is too small, so I moved to Pindong. So
Graham was in Kaohsiung.
Graham was in Kaohsiung, but he left in 2010.
Oh,
no, Graham left in 2000.
Oh.
My brother Mark left in 2010.
Yeah.
My sister Ruth left in 2008.
And you just decided to stay.
Yeah. England's going so crazy that I'm not going to ever go back to live. A couple of little things that I dislike about Taiwan, but 99% of things about
what's
Taiwan
something you can't get used to that you...
The traffic lights. Bloody awful. The timings are all wrong.
Oh, so frustrating. Like 60 seconds go by.
A red light. Wait for 60 seconds. Green light turn, next one's red light.
Yeah.
Wait for a minute, next one, red light.
Yeah.
And the timing's all wrong.
100%.
Whereas in England, the timing's better, but we have much fewer traffic lights.
I've been to England. I think they drive quite fast and recklessly there.
But they might do, but English road deaths is just about the best in the world.
Oh, it's less.
Tiny.
Huh.
Tiny.
Do you think it's high here?
Yeah, but not compared to 20 years ago, because my brother came visiting in 2017.
Oh.
He said, "Oh, the driving is so good compared to when I left."
Yeah.
So when he left in 2000, the driving was terrible. By 2017, the driving was much better.
Improving at that point?
Yeah. They're getting safer.
Yeah, I think so.
But Taiwanese don't know how to use indicators.
It's getting better.
They can't use indicators. So the things that annoy me slightly are traffic lights, poor use of indicators by vehicles in front of you.
Sounds like driving culture, basically.
It's driving culture is not developed yet.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
But developing.
Yeah,
it's developing.
It's definitely improving. But most of Taiwan I love. I like the people. I like my wife.
Well, I'm glad you like your wife.
Not always, but most of the time I like my wife.
I mean, and my wife doesn't always like me, but you know, it's like that's marriage.
Well, how do people stay married for 50 years? I don't know, but
I don't know. I'm going on over 20 now myself. Okay. Yeah, but I think the answer to that, at least, I mean, how do you think they do?
10 years,
I have my own reason behind how I think that you can.
If you stick it, it means you've worked hard at it.
Yeah, well, it's a job.
It's a job. And I think a
healthy relationship is a job.
Is a very hard job.
Yeah.
I think most people don't work hard enough at their marriage, and so it fizzles and fades. Love dies.
They sweat and suffer for their jobs, and yet for their marriage, less effort in a lot of cases. And I think,
I mean, in England, the divorce rate is...
It's high or low?
No, it's about 30%. But if you've got 33% are divorcing, you've probably got another 33% who are unhappy, but sticking together for whatever reason.
For kids, or money, or
they haven't got enough
comfort,
money to divorce,
whatever,
So there's a lot of marriages that aren't happy.
So where would you put yourself, in the happy category,
No.
or the comfortable category, or the sometimes happy?
Sometimes happy, sometimes not happy.
But would your wife say the same thing?
I think she would say usually unhappy.
So what are you doing that you can do differently then? She's Taiwanese? Is it a cultural conflict?
No, I think it's just that love slowly goes down unless you really work at it. And I'm not working at it hard enough. So love is going down. And I don't think I'm working hard enough at it.
Then just work harder.
I know.
I mean, what else you got to do, right?
I know. Yeah, I know. It's a tough one.
I'll be honest myself. Like my marriage now is beautiful, and we still fight sometimes. But there was a time when it was kind of, roller coaster, and a lot of it had to do with me just not respecting certain needs or certain things that she needed to feel good. Like simple things, though, things that I just neglected, that I just started doing more, like washing dishes more, helping with the kids more, like caring about doing more.
Well,
and that makes her happy, and so then we become happier.
I do most of the housework. So that's not the issue. I think part of it's financial, because the biggest cause of divorce is money.
Which is a shame, because it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah.
And I think I don't earn enough to give Amy the life that she...
You mean she has an idea in her mind of what she would like life to look like?
Yeah.
What you need is the lottery. You need to win the Daluto, and then you're set.
I don't do the lottery.
Well, there's your mistake. You got to buy it once a week, and then you'll be the winner one week.
Got to be in to win. I know, but the chances of winning.
I know.
I do the.
But that one person
lottery.
Oh yeah, I always win, but you can't win that much, really.
$200. I win $200.
I've won 1,000 or 1,500 once.
Ever earned more than $200.
Yeah.
And I earn $200 maybe 3 times a year, but the chances of getting those 3 numbers up is slim. To then think of getting 7 numbers, it's impossible. So I don't spend the money on it.
But somebody wins it,
Somebody
though.
does. Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's not impossible for them because they won.
I know.
I don't know. I have a prophecy that I will one day win the Daluto. Yeah. How soon after you moved here in 2005 did you meet your wife?
Oh, 2008?
Oh, okay. So you were a bachelor here. There's the bachelor years here.
Yeah.
For like 3 years or so.
She lives in the same apartment complex as I do.
Oh, so you met her in your complex?
Yes.
How convenient. So this marriage fell into your lap is what it sounds like.
And and I don't regret it. Sometimes I'm not happy, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I won't divorce her.
Oh, that's...
So I will work on it. I
think that's beautiful that you want to try.
It's not going right all the time.
Yeah. But it still could.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in you and her that it could.
I think you're saying that you had to work on yours. I think I've got to work on mine.
I think, like, my wife and I have had a lot of good times, and we've had some down times, and I think the down times were me neglecting to be a certain way a lot of the time. Not that women don't also have to make effort, but I don't know why, but in a lot of cases I think it usually is us. And I think it's because men are maybe more simple about how they look at relationships and don't think that these little things are a big deal, and women do. And I think it's important that we realize that.
I must admit, I don't do feelings very well. And Amy, being a woman, requires feelings. I don't do that, so...
You've never been that way. I would turn to your wife and say, didn't you realize he wasn't like that from day one, and why did you expect that he would change?
Well, there's a saying, men want their wife to never change, and they cannot. Women want their husband to change, and they cannot. We want our wives to stay young, slim, beautiful forever.
The typical male kind of thing, yeah.
Women want the man to change into this perfect human being,
and
we can't.
Yeah.
So they marry us with
just
all
like
our
they
faults.
Can't stay young, and we can. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Change.
You know, we met at a barbecue. We were chatting about working on yourself, because it sounds like you've changed your diet. Like you are someone who's trying to better yourself.
Always.
I do think bettering yourself indirectly makes you a better everything, a better husband, friend, everything, by being a better version of yourself.
Fair point.
Right? I mean, that's just my feeling.
Yeah, maybe. I think you might be right. I've always always been on a diet.
Yeah.
And I've always, for the whole of my life, thought about food and how it affects me. I remember the first time I ever came across a fortune cookie, because we don't do fortune cookies in England. They're an American thing. I was in New York with a bunch of mates. We were in this little bar in Soho somewhere, and we had this, went for a Chinese, had this meal, and they gave out the fortune cookies.
It's kind of fun in
New York, yeah.
Do you remember what it said?
Yeah, your health is your wealth. And I went,
ooh, that's you.
That's me. I've been dieting since I was 22.
How old are you now?
Old.
You're like, I cannot disclose.
68.
68. Okay, no, you look younger than your. I would have put you
68.
Somewhere in your 50s. I mean, I wouldn't have put you at 68 though.
Well, I've been dieting since I was a young adult.
Wow.
And I've never been able to lose weight. I've been up to 95. When I came to Taiwan, I was 92.
Wow.
I got on this keto diet.
That's what I was just
80.
going to say. We were talking about keto when I met you.
Yeah. 80.
And then just
plummeted.
Is it continuing to go down?
Slowly.
Yeah, it's a slow process.
Yeah, 80, 79, 80 is now my new normal.
What surprises you about Taiwan, or what are things about your life here that you appreciate about living here?
Apart from the things that I mentioned which I don't like, everything else I do like.
Yeah.
The surprising thing is how wonderful the civil servants are. In Britain, and I think most Western countries, the civil servants who work for the government are the lowest quality. In Taiwan, to work for the government, you have to pass the government civil service test, and they are very difficult. So the people who work for the government are top quality.
I mean, anytime I've ever dealt with getting, like with ARC, like get my resident card, it's so fast.
And the tax man, every year I have to go to see the tax man.
He's great too, yeah.
Fantastic. When you go to see a tax man in England, you sit there and you wait for hours, because your time isn't important, theirs is. They make you wait. And then you meet them and they deal with you, and it's a battle. You come here, you pick a ticket, you go and speak to the English speaking girl over there within 3 minutes. You're dealing with her, she gets the piece of paper, one piece of paper, A5, A3, and you fill it in as much as you can, then she takes it off for you and just fills out the rest.
Super fast.
Ask your question, done.
Yeah.
And you get a tax rebate 3 months later.
Yeah.
It's just, you're out in 15 minutes. It's a joy.
Oh my, I always comment on like, the worst lineup in Taiwan is like waiting in line at Costco to get food.
Immigration office is fantastic.
Yeah.
The police are great. Driving license people.
Yeah, amazing.
They're just all amazing.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest surprise, because I'm coming from England where the civil servants are trash. The queues, the endless queues. Here, it's a joy to deal with them. It's a joy to deal with them. I don't mind paying my tax in Taiwan. I love it. In England, no, I will fight them for every penny. But here, I'm happy to pay the tax.
You think you'll stay here forever?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you choose to stay in Pindong? Is it your wife is from Pindong?
No, it's originally because Mark was in. Mark used to have a school in Naples. And he was living in Longchuan.
The second brother had a school
in Naples.
In Naples,
My sister had a school in Taozhou. So that's why I was in Naples.
Yeah.
It's a little bit small. I need to go to a bigger city.
Being
Pindong, because I live in Pindong and still go down to Naples to work or Taozhou to work. My sister came out here to do in vitro, because in vitro in England
type of
is
pregnancy,
so expensive.
Oh,
so
it's insane. Canada too.
Yeah. So she came out here.
Oh yeah.
So she did it 7 times. Finally had 2 kids. She's got twins.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she did it 7 times and has 7 children?
No, she had 7 times.
She tried 7
work.
times
she tried
and has 2 kids. Oh, so you have a bunch of nieces and nephews, it sounds like.
I've got two.
Oh, beautiful.
Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Is that why you decided not to have children?
I left it too late. Amy was 40 when we started dating.
Do you regret not having kids?
Oh, yeah. But I never, when I was in England, I never had a girlfriend serious enough that I would want kids with her.
But with Amy, you did, but
with
you
Amy,
just...
I did, but it was just too late by then.
You literally would have had to have it right when you met her, yeah.
Yeah, I would have had her back in 2009.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it didn't happen, so...
But you've got nieces and nephews,
and they're great.
Yeah.
I've now got a grand niece.
Crazy.
I've got a grand niece. She's like less than 1 year old.
Any pets?
Yeah, sugar gliders.
The sugar gliders, yeah, you were saying I have a friend, they're so adorable, aren't they? Like,
so cute.
any words of wisdom or things that you live by that you think is important to help you live optimally?
You are what you eat. For Christ's sake, eat properly. Don't eat ultra-processed food. Don't eat anything that comes out of a factory. Eat real food.
Whole food.
Whole food. Secondly, do as you would be done by.
I like that one.
I try in every other situation. I don't do to others what I wouldn't want done to myself.
Well, I appreciate
Cool.
this chat, brother.
You,
oh, that's a firm grip. Good Lord. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Yeah, I love what you said there. Like, yeah, eat whole food, treat people the way you want to be treated. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, maybe.